Now, that is absolutely the very basics. If you want to be a realtor, and look, let's say you are a realtor, for example, here's what you got to do to be successful. You got to recognize that you're not just a real estate broker. You're actually a trust broker. And the way that you get trust from people is so painfully simple. It's just not easy, but it's painfully simple. All you gotta do is do what you say you're gonna do. And it can be simple. When you initially contact a prospect, let's say it was a for sale by owner, maybe an expired listing, or maybe you purchase leads from realtor.com or something like that, or maybe it's your sphere of influence, maybe it's somebody you met, maybe it's a referral. It doesn't matter who it was. It doesn't matter. That's the rock. Listen, it doesn't. All you gotta do is do what you say you're gonna do. So let's say you get someone on the phone, you say, look, hey, let me call you back in a half an hour with that information that you asked for, and you just hang up. You call them back in 30 minutes on the dot, and you just did exactly what you said you were gonna do, and that's step one. When you have a listing appointment with someone, you don't show up 15 minutes early. Don't do that. Unless you absolutely know that that's your client's or your prospective client's hot button, that they're a military person, they need you there 10, 15 minutes early. Don't assume it, because you might make them uncomfortable. You might catch them before they're really ready, and if they show up to the door and then they're kind of scrambling, they're not happy, they're not focused. So, and recognize too that a lot of times people are a little late, so showing up too early is not good. Showing up late is terrible, unacceptable. You should show up at exactly the time that you said you were gonna be there, which means you gotta get in the driveway a few minutes before that so you can get yourself out, suit it up, looking good, get the eye drops in, whatever. Make sure you're 100% when you hit the doorknob. When you go to the door, you're on time, you feel good, you look good, you did what you said you were gonna do, you're already halfway there. Then once you're inside, you gotta do a lot of things. Look, real estate's not easy. You gotta do a lot of things the right way, and you get all the way to the door, get in the door, that's half the battle. Now you gotta get the listing. And while you're in there, you're gonna have to earn some more trust, different ways, and none of it's easy. But sometimes, that's okay, because it shouldn't be that easy. Being a successful realtor is oversimplified. It takes longer to get a license to cut hair than it does to get a license to practice real estate. People don't see the getting here, where I have a suit to wear and I have a car I'm proud of. It wasn't easy to get here. It didn't just happen. And it was a lot of learning through pleasure and pain. We all had those same two teachers, pleasure and pain. And, pain taught me the most. But getting here, I drove home with an empty briefcase a lot of times getting here. I went out there and got all the way in the door, got all the way to the table, got all the way to signing the listing contract, and screwed it up. And you learn real quick, if you're smart, what you did to screw it up, and then you stop doing that. And maybe I wasn't the quickest learner either, but eventually I did. And when you learn it the hard way, I think you learn it the best way, and you learn it the way that sticks the most, because if you get stung, you remember, don't touch that. So I think pain was my favorite teacher in the end.